Hi, this is Carrie Cooper for Guitar Centre's Focus on Rock. Now, when we think of politically themed songs to have charted over the years, certainly some good ones come to mind. Biko by Peter Gabriel, Lennon's Give Peace a Chance, Hurricane by Bob Dylan. Even Bob Marley's Get Up, Stand Up might spring to mind. But perhaps the most bizarre and, in many people's opinion, most annoying in years gone by would have to be the curious 1997 hit Tubthumping by UK chart toppers Chumbawamba. A Rolling Stone readers' poll ranks it as the fifth worst song of the 90s. It's a bit harsh. Taken from the album at Tub Thumper, the phrase references a term often used to describe a person who jumps on the bandwagon of a popular idea, quite often without substantiation, and more often than not, that person being a politician. For most of us, that singer would be the first time we would ever hear from the quirky band. But what exactly was their message, and what does it take to get your political message heard in the world of popular music? Well, believe it or not, Chumbawamba, who hail from Burnley in northern England, enjoyed a steady career of just over 30 years, forming way back in 1982. The band name means, well, nothing. Although on the UK music-themed game show Nevermind the Buzzcocks, the answer came that it was simply the result of an experiment with a monkey and a typewriter, with the word Chumbawamba being the sequence of letters one monkey just happened to type out. The emergence of the band in 1982 was around the height of the political punk genre in the UK. There were no shortage of bands in the country, particularly in the north of England, producing tracks on that theme. The disenfranchised working classes, as the Conservative Party, headed up by Margaret Thatcher, continued to create great social divide and inequality throughout the nation. The "I get knocked down" line in the song was apparently inspired by a neighbour in Leeds at the time, an Irish guy who would always come home drunk every weekend, get to his house, fall over and attempt to get back up again. But of course the chorus itself refers to the apparent resilience of very ordinary people. The sentiment clearly struck a chord across the world, with it topping the charts in the UK, Australia, Canada, Ireland, Italy and New Zealand, and peaked at number 6 on the US Billboard chart, and went on to be nominated for Best British Single at the 1998 Brit Awards. Now that was a ceremony that would go down in Chumbawamba history, most notably because drummer Danbert Nobakan threw a bucket of ice-cold water over the Deputy Prime Minister of the time, John Prescott. The contradiction of getting the working man or woman's message across versus the huge sums of money that they were being offered to use the song never really sat too comfortably with the band. And so they used those offers to further the cause of the unions. One car company in the US offered to pay the band a ludicrous sum to use the track. Aware of an ongoing dispute between said company and its workers, the group offered the sum of cash that they earned to the workers so they could fund press for their cause. Ironically, despite being involved in the 1987 compilation, let's say F EMI, Chumbawamba controversially signed to EMI 10 years later, carried off the back of what would be described by many as one of the most annoying politically charged pop tracks of the 20th century. But it was simple, honest and fun, and struck a recognisable chord with the masses, and kept the band delivering their message of social equality and resilience of the everyman or woman for many years to come. This is Carrie Cooper for Guitar Centre's Focus on Rock. Shop for the greatest selection of music gear on earth in store or at guitarcentre.com.